Hello students, today we are going to talk about our passive voice for class 6, 7th and 8th. In my previous lecture, I have told you about past indefinite tense. Today we will start past continuous and past perfect tense. But before we start our sentences, I want to tell you about the sentence which was given by me to you in my last lecture. Our first sentence was, he noticed me. The passive of this sentence in affirmative, I was noticed by him. This is affirmative sentence and the affirmative passive. Now, the negative of this sentence is he did not notice. He did not notice me. Passive of this sentence is, we will start with I was not noticed. I was not noticed by him. And the interrogative of this sentence is, did he notice me? And the passive of this sentence is, was I noticed by him? So these are the three sentences related with first sentence, he noticed me, he did not notice me, did he notice me, and the passive voice will as related. And our second sentence was, she got first rank in the class. She got first rank in the class. This is our affirmative sentence. Now we will make the passive voice of this sentence. First rank was got in the class by her. And the second negative sentence, she did not get first rank in the class. This is our negative sentence, and the passive of this sentence will as affirmative sentence. Passive, first rank was not got by her in the class. We can use our adverbial in last also. If we do not want to use adverbial here, so we can use adverbial here also. It is all depends on us how we want to make the passive voice of these sentences. This is our negative sentence, and now we will do the interrogative of this sentence. Did she get first rank in the class? Did she get first rank in the class? This is our interrogative sentence, and the passive of this sentence, we will start with helping verb, and our helping verb will be was. First rank was first rank got in the class by her. This is our interrogative sentence, and the solution, as I wrote you all will try to you all will check your solution and find if you wrote any kind of error in your sentences, then you all will make them right. So now we will start past continuous tense. Today, past continuous tense. The passive voice of past continuous tense. First of all, we will write the structure of affirmative sentence. Structure affirmative. Structure of an affirmative sentence will active sentence, subject, helping verb, was, were, verbs first form with ing, object, and in last we will use adverbial. And the passive of this sentence, object, helping verb, was and were, plus being, plus verb's third form, adverbial, by subject. This is the structure of an affirmative sentence. Now, the example is she was crossing the road. She was crossing the road, and the passive of this sentence, the road was being crossed. The road was being crossed by her. This is the passive form of this sentence. Now, and the further example is active sentence. They were beating me. They were beating me. And the passive of this sentence, I was being beaten by them. They were beating me, and the passive of this sentence is I was being beaten by them. This is affirmative sentences. Now, in negative, first of all, we will write the structure of a negative sentence. In negative, we will use not after helping verb, active sentence, subject, helping verb, was and were, plus not, plus verbs first form with ing, object, and adverbial. And the passive of this sentence, object, helping verb was and were, plus being, not being, plus verb's third form by subject. This is the structure of a negative sentence, and the example is active sentence. She was clutching. She was clutching clutching the wire. And the passive of this sentence, the wire was being clutched by her. Wire was being clutched by her. I have mentioned CHED because of the insufficient space. And the further example is active sentence. We were sorry. She was not clutching the wire, because we are doing negative sentences. She was not clutching the wire. The wire was not being clutched by her. We were not playing cricket. We were not playing cricket those days. And the passive of this sentence, cricket, was not being played by us those days. As in my previous example, in affirmative sentence, I told you we can use the adverbial in last also. If we want to use it before by, we can use. If we want to use it after object, so we can use it. So this is our negative sentences. Now we will do the interrogative in past continuous tense. First of all, we will learn about the structure of past continuous interrogative, and interrogative structure will be as follow. Active sentence, first of all we will write was and were plus subject, verb's first form ing, object, and in last we will use adverbial with interrogative sign. And the passive form, passive voice, was and were plus object plus being plus verb third form adverbial plus by subject, and in last we will use interrogative sign. This is the identification of an interrogative sentence. Okay. Example. Active sentence. Was she calling me? And the passive of this sentence, was I being called by, was I being called by her? And the second one is, were they drawing a picture? Were they drawing a picture? And the passive of this sentence, was a picture, being drawn by them. This is the solution of this active sentence, was a picture being drawn by them. So we have completed our past continuous tense. Now we will start past perfect tense. How can we make the passive in past perfect tense? Past perfect tense. First of all, we will write the structure of an affirmative sentence, and the structure is active sentence, affirmative, first of all we will write subject, helping verb. We have only helping verb in past perfect tense, that is had, plus verb's third form plus subject, and in last, as in our previous sentences, we will use the adverbial here. Passive, object, helping verb had plus be, verb's third form plus adverbial plus by subject. This is the structure of an affirmative sentence, and the example is we had done our work. Passive of this sentence, our work had been done by us. We had done our work, and the passive of this sentence, our work had been done by us. And the further example, he had finished his lunch. And the passive of this sentence, his lunch had been finished. If we want to write our sentence still here, then we can write, if we want to write with object like by him, so we can also write by him. But this is unnecessary subject. Because of his, we already use a relative pronoun, related verb with him, so there is no matter if we do not use the word him here. And now we will do in continuous tense, past perfect continuous. This is our past perfect tense. We have done affirmative sentences. Now we will do the negative sentence. Negative sentence, and the structure is subject plus had more plus verb's third form plus object and adverbial. And the passive of this sentence, object had not been plus verb's third form plus adverbial by subject. This is the structure of a negative sentence. How can we make negative sentence in passive voice past perfect tense, and the example is she had not not got the pass, and the passive of this sentence will the pass had not been got by her. The pass had not been got by her. And a further example, active sentence, they had not broken the lockdown. They had not broken the lockdown, and the passive of this sentence will the lockdown had not been broken by them. The lockdown had not been broken by them. This is the passive voice in past perfect negative sentences. Now we will do past interrogative sentences in past perfect. Interrogative. So the structure of an interrogative sentence in active, first of all, or helping verb, that is had plus subject plus verb's third form object, and in last we will use adverbial with interrogative sign. In passive we will use had plus object been verb's third form plus adverbial plus by subject. So the structure of an interrogative sentence will as follow, and the example had they washed, had they washed me before, and the passive of this sentence had I been washed, had I been washed before by them. They washed me before, and the passive of this sentence will had I been washed before by them. And the next example, active sentence, had he sung the song, and the passive will had the song been sung by, had the song been sung by him. This is the completeness of or past perfect tense. There is no passive voice available in perfect continuous in all three tenses, not only in past, present and future also. So I am going to write some of example for all of you as a homework. You all will try your level best to do them. And the first example is She had she had scored good marks. Second one is, first is she had scored good marks, and the second one is she had not scored good marks. And the third one is, had she scored good marks, had she scored good marks. And the fourth one is, they had celebrated the festival. They had celebrated the festival. And in negative, will, they had not celebrated the festival. And the last one is, had they celebrated the festival. So you all will try to do these sentences, and I'll tell you the solution of these sentences in our next lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home. Be safe.